Hello everyone, Neon Genesis here and welcome to my guide to the Containment Bay SIT-7 fight, Sephirot the Fiend. In this video we'll be going over some of the mechanics to get you through this fight and hopefully enjoy it as well. So with that out of the way, let us get started. First, tanks will want to pull Sephirot to the back of the arena and face him away from the rest of the group, as tanks will be dealing with tank busters in this fight. Healers, pay attention to the main tank's health, as some of the tank busters can be pretty deadly. The first major mechanic you will have to deal with will happen almost immediately once you start the fight. The mechanic will start off with indicating one player marked like this. When you see this, everybody has to stand on top of each other to reduce the damage taken. It spreads the damage along all members, reducing total damage taken. The only person that shouldn't be in that is the main tank. I'll also include some better angles so you guys can see what I mean, so you can understand the mechanic fully. This mechanic does roughly 3000 damage on everyone in the party, obviously except the main tank. If everybody's in there, it can be reduced significantly. You can afford to not have a couple of people standing there, but generally you want everyone in there to reduce as much damage and healing for the white mages as possible. Once that mechanic's over, heal up and prepare for the next mechanic. For the next mechanic, this move is only aimed at the tank. The tank will need to know what's coming next, and I recommend paladins using Sheltron for this move, as it is about to be a tank buster. It can do a lot of damage if tanks are not prepared. You can use a cooldown if you need to, but healers need to be especially aware of what's about to happen. You can tell when he's just about to do this move, as he kind of winds up his fist and you can see that he freezes, getting ready to punch the hell out of that tank. So once you see this indication, paladins need to beware and pop that Sheltron for added defense boost. For the next mechanic, Sephirot will be highlighting at least 5 players. When you're highlighted like this, you want to spread out and don't stack on top of each other to avoid unnecessary deaths. Immediately after, Sephirot will go into a tank buster position again, but this time round even the tank can avoid this move by simply standing right behind him. Anyone stood in front of him as he does this move will receive some pretty major damage and receive a vulnerability down for 1 minute. Everybody needs to stack behind him to avoid this move. After that, all the mechanics are pretty much repeated until 60% health, where Sephirot will then spawn several load of adds. Off tanks need to be aware and go into their tanking stance, as they should be taking the beaners, while the main tank takes the Kochmas. The Kochmas can do a mini tank buster, so they make sure that the main tank is facing the enemy away from the group. All the DPS need to be doing is focus on taking down the beaners first, then the Kochma. Try and do this as fast as you can, because the next round of enemies are about to spawn. Once you take down the next bunch of adds, prepare for phase 2. Say hello to phase 2. Once phase 2 starts, healers need to get everyone's health straight back up again. You'll be given a good 5 or so seconds to get everyone's HP up until the actual phase 2 begins. As soon as phase 2 starts, you'll see a blue circle indicated straight in front of you. Everybody needs to be stacking together and not standing inside the circle, but just standing on the edge of the circle in front of it. Straight after that, it will fling you back, and then you need to do the same again, but this time on the left side of the room, but except on the right side of the circle. All this happens in quick succession. Try to follow the pattern and this fight will be easier than you think. Not long after, Sephirot will mark 2 players indicated like this. When this happens, each person marked needs to go to the side of the arena so they don't cleave the rest of the party. If they're stacked up in the middle, the whole party will take AoE damage and can cause some pretty major damage. That on top of dodging all these moves is not a good combination. After the cleaves, Sephirot will be preparing his next attack. For this move, you'll be wanting to stand a little bit closer towards him, as he's about to give you all a bit of a knockback. As soon as you knock back, he'll spawn Storm of the Words. As soon as Storm of the Words pops, it's going to be starting casting the spell. All DPS need to take this down priority before anything else before that cast gets off. If that cast gets off, it's an immediate wipe. Off tanks in the meantime, pick up those adds and help DPS kill that Storm of the Words. Once the Storm of the Words has been killed, go straight onto the adds. While you're attacking the ads, be careful and watch out for the AoEs as well. These shouldn't be too hard to avoid, but just make sure to kill those ads, but priority is Storm of the Words. A couple of seconds after the ads die, you'll see a massive indication meter pointing towards that tornado. Everyone needs to stand in the indication to avoid Sephirot's cleave. Once again, shortly after, you'll see Sephirot charging up once again another move, but this time round you want to be spreading out as much as you can, as this move will spread damage onto each other if you're stood right next to each other. So spreading out will avoid any extra damage taken. Straight after that you'll just want to stand in the middle in between both of Sephirot's fists. Shortly after, Sephirot will spawn 2 towers. At least one player needs to be stood in each of those towers to mitigate damage. After that, the mechanics just repeat, so repeat the mechanics you've just been doing in phase 2 and you'll have Sephirot down in no time. If you're having any trouble with Sephirot, you're more than welcome to message me. I'll do my best to help you. If you have managed to beat Sephirot and my videos helped you, I'd love to hear from you. If you guys want to get in contact with me, the links are down below in the description. You can message me on Twitter or on YouTube. And as always guys, I've been Neon Genesis. Thank you all so much for watching. Until the next video guys, happy gaming. Rock out to that music guys.